Good morning, traders and investors. Dale Sucker with the Trader Boys. We have the markets down as expected. Right, we're in a uptrend long term, and we've got a nice, beautiful retracement here. So we have the S&P 500 down 61.25 right now, just over 2%. We've got the Nasdaq here, 1.4. So you can see that the big tech names aren't selling off as much as the larger, bigger companies here are. Down 136 points. We've got the Dow futures down almost 600. Whoop, there we go, 600, 2.35. Right, selling off more than the S&P 500. And we got the Russell leading the way down, as it should, down 38, down 2.77%. All right, so oil is retracing right now as well, down to 35.26. So we're going to go look at the longer term charts. We're going to look at the daily charts here, just to kind of look at where we are. And it's looking pretty good. So markets opened lower last night at 6 p.m. So the futures markets opened lower last night. So that's going to scare a few people. But we got gold down here. It's doing what we're doing. Let's jump over to the charts right here. We're going to start on the S&P futures. S&P futures, we'll go to the daily time frame here. On the daily chart, right, we have had several days of retracement. We've come right down into this demand level here. We've broken this lower trend line. Right down this demand level. It's doing exactly what we should be doing. Now we've got some momentum on the downside, so we've seen some pretty heavy selling, some selling behind that, pressure behind that selling, is what I should be saying. And now here's what we're looking for is to bounce off this area. If it's going to hold, this is our demand zone here, next demand level's down here, bounce off this and come back into the area of the low of the trend line here and into this supply level here. Right, and we'll see what takes place when we get there. So we'll see how much strength we have getting up there. But this is the play we're looking for right now, is the up move out of the demand zone, up into the trend line, into the supply level, to look for a lower high to see if we cannot start a larger term downtrend here. Right? Or we may get the strength, break through these areas and continue. But right now, this is the play we're looking for. We've got this is where we're looking at on the momentum on the downside. Let's jump over to the Russell 2000 here. Right, beautiful retracement here, all the way down into daily demand. It has broken the lower trend line, and so what we're looking for is to get it back above that lower trend line on the Russell 2000 to show it does have the strength to do so. It is from the pivot high to the pivot high here. It is showing that momentum and strength, that we have strength in this uptrend. So we're looking for a battle here to get above the upper trend line, and then we'll see as we get into this is a 16-minute supply level, and we'll see what happens when we get there in a couple days. Right. On the Nasdaq is in daily demand. Right? It's broken the lower trend line. So similar story here on the Nasdaq. We're going to be looking for the bounce out of the demand zone up in to, now this one here, I'm going to be looking for the upper trend line to coincide with this 60-minute supply level. So we'll see how it happens there. This is Apple. Apple is almost down, has almost come down on Friday to tag its demand level. So Apple this morning is opening at 33.50 thereabouts. All right, so last transaction 33.62, down $5. So 33.62 is going to put Apple well, just above, right here is where the open of Apple is going to be. So for Apple to drop down into this area here, we can look for a buy opportunity. Right, and push to the upside. We've got oil. Right, as we expected, we're looking for the retracement on oil. Oil can come a little lower yet. It's missed this zone here by about 20 cents, right, in the overnight transaction. So we could see oil push a little lower, come down to daily demand levels, and then look for the push higher in oil. Right, oil for me, I'm looking for a longer term play up as the economies around the world open up, and we're going to see greater and greater demand on oil and oil byproducts. Here's gold. Gold is still in its longer term sideways range, trading from a buy area up into a sell area and dropping beautifully. Now gold is just broken below this low here. There was a little demand here, broken below that low, so it's showing weakness. We've got a little demand level here, unfilled buy orders or institutions. Right, so we're going to see some action and activity here, either basing before we drop, or we're going to see reversal to get back to this supply level right here in the gold markets. All right, let's jump over. We're going to look at some of the Nasdaq listed stocks here. Right, so this has just come back to the Nasdaq futures market. Right, this is your controlling market of the smaller stocks. So down in, we've hit the daily demand level. We're looking for the bounce back up. Right, There's Apple. We looked at that one already. And now we're on to the Amazon. Amazon is in a nice uptrend. It has retraced. This is where your daily demand level is on Amazon. So just 24.82. Amazon is looking to open at 25.20 right now. Right, so 25.20.44 was the last trade right there in the pre-market transactions. Okay, so 25.24 is right in here on the trend line. Right, so we're looking for a continuation of a little bit deeper drop, right, coming down into our daily demand level, and then we can look for a buy on the upside on Amazon. Netflix. Oh, Netflix is a reversal pattern. Right, so we've had a nice big strong move off the demand level. Right, this is a pivot high, pivot low to a higher high, back to the same low here. So in traditional technical analysis, this is your support region to a lower pivot high. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder makes up what we call a head and shoulders formation. Right, now for Netflix, being in this area is an area of proven buy. There's not going to be too many buy orders still remaining in the market here. So if we break below this line right here, this from here to here, right, is a measured move of 60 points, $60. We're going to be looking for a $60 move to down to this demand level here if this formation plays out. So this is what we call a head and shoulders formation. We've got to break the neckline right here for this trade to play out. On Facebook, right, there's support through here. It's held so far. This is looking for a double top formation, which is a reversal of an uptrend formation. Right, so up to a pivot high, down, up to the second pivot high in the same area, right, down to here. Now we'll be looking for the move down to the 200 range here, or to fill the gap right here. Right, so it's interesting to see. We're starting to see some weakness come into play here, and also we're starting to see some reversal patterns forming. Right, Microsoft is a go. Microsoft is in demand right now. Nice big strong move, beautiful retracement. Right? You get Microsoft in between 181, 185 here, and Microsoft is in a go area, showing strength, right, in this move. Right? With not a lot of selling pressure coming to the downside. So Microsoft is in the buy zone. It is ready to go. That's your Monday morning preview. Thanks for hanging out. Dale Soccer Trader Boys. Have an amazing week and have an amazing day.